Do you ever wonder how some people can get their business up and running and scaling incredibly fast, and it seems like they're not breaking a sweat, and other people are just hitting the road every single day and struggling to make ends meet? Well, this video is for you because I want to save you a ton of heartache by trying to simplify the entire process with this one really cool sales technique. All right, let's dive in. And today we're just going to scratch the surface in this video. If you want to follow along my entire 21-day journey of launching a brand new business and brand completely for free, you can click on the link down below or go to challenge.unbeatabletech.com. Join the free challenge where we're going to dive into this concept and so much more, including the strategy, the tech, the build out, and all the sales stuff to get clients signing up. It's going to be really, really fun. Go ahead and click the link down below to join. So what is this magical trick? It's honestly to stop doing so much and stop confusing your customers. Here's what happens. Businesses get started with a single offer. Maybe it is an ebook on how to train your dogs how to stop barking, let's say. And so they do that, they sell it, their people rejoice, everybody's happy, life is good. And then they decide, well, I need more money because this ebook has already sold it. So now they create an online course, but because they've already taught people how to get their dogs to stop barking, they feel like they can't use the same subject or the same topic. And so now they're going to sell how to become a cat kennel worker, where you're going to teach people how to, it's still in the animal niche, but now it's not dogs, it's cats, it's not individuals, or teaching people how to run a cat kennel, because they're trying to make sure they don't have too much overlap. There's a general feeling out there that if I've covered a topic over here, this is a problem. Having some overlap with the other product is a problem, and it's honestly not. So we're going to cover what to do instead, but let me just kind of fill this out. So what happens after this goes on for a while? Now you have a coaching program for riding mules for teenagers. And over time, your business gets very complicated and very heavy feeling, and you build up technical debt. And honestly, your customers get more and more confused the more offers that you launch. I want to give you a radically simpler way of going about this problem. All right, let's move over here. Let's make things a little bit better. What I want you to do instead is solve one problem and solve it a bunch of different ways. All right, so let's go ahead and figure out what our big problem is. So let's say our problem here is how to train your dog, right? Because that was your first offer. So training your dog is going to be your big problem you're trying to help your audience solve. All right, what I want you to do then is simply split up into tiers and think about 3 different ways you can solve it. And I'll give you some ideas here right now. All right, so first of all, so many people think that what needs to separate tier 1, the highest tier, from the middle tier is the content in the training. Like, the tips I give need to be better in tier number 1 than tier number 2, and the tips in 2 need to be better than... No, absolutely not. Here's the truth. People pay for getting results faster and getting more support along the way. So you could literally be teaching the same thing in a $5 book down here, and you could be teaching the same stuff in a $5,000 training up here, or $5,000 coaching program up here. What should you do to separate the $3 signs from the 2 and from the 1? All right, 3 simple letters each way. DIY. Do it yourself. DWY. Done with you. And then DFY. Done for you. What does this mean? Well, I think it's pretty obvious. On the $1 sign, here's your book. Good luck, right? Like, and think about college. Like, you can go to a college bookstore and buy Physics 101, and you can have the book. And you're not going to learn anything else from attending the lectures that's inside the book. Okay, so in this case, we're going to sell the book for, let's say, $47, and it's going to have everything you know about that topic. Or it's going to solve that problem if they take action on that one offer. Okay, what can you do next? Let's go with the college situation. You could be sitting in an auditorium with a bunch of other students and all getting some access to the guy who's on the whiteboard teaching the book to you, right? Like, this professor, trust me, I've been to college. I've got the piece of paper to prove it. He's just teaching the book. Like, if you're a self-starter, like, you can learn the stuff. Yeah, there might be some additional cool labs and all that, but all the labs are just illustrating the concepts you're learning inside the book. So why are you going to pay that expensive price for college tuition when you could just get it from the book? Well, for one, the piece of paper, that's a different topic, but mainly access to this guy or gal, this instructor, this professor. So at a $2 sign, maybe this is going to be a $497 12-week, 16-week program where you join, you get the course, right? You get video lectures from you, the creator, from the professor, and once a week, you guys can all come together and get some open office hours with that professor, right? Because that's how college kind of works. I mean, honestly, I had to go talk to a student who was a teaching assistant to get help. I could rarely get access to the professor himself because that's how it works in a big university. But in your offer in today's society, you can go live in a Facebook group, in a YouTube channel, a Zoom meeting, and instantly increase the value because you're giving yourself up for them to help them through the material they bought from you, okay? That is a very clear differentiator from the book itself. It also means that if you're selling the book, you can't help them for free forever after they buy a $47 book once. It's just bad business. It's good to build goodwill, but you also want to build some discipline in your life that people expect to not have access to you unless they have that tier. The $2 sign tier, they expect that now because you can be clear with it. And so it's important for you to keep those lines nicely drawn. And so that leads finally to the done for you level, which in the example of how to train your dog, it would be you working one-on-one with the client. Whether if you're a local business, you can go work and pet the dog and do all that stuff. If it's virtual, you can still have them film themselves doing activities and getting video reviews from you and even having a Zoom call with the dog. I don't know if that would work. That's not really my niche. But the idea being here, each one of these levels, done for you, done with you, and do it yourself, they're all achieving the same goal. What does this now do for your business? Well, for one, it gives your customers clarity because when they come to your brand, they come to your website, your funnel, whatever, you're not trying to sell them 47 different problems or sell them 40 different solutions to different problems. You're focused, you're laser focused on the one thing that elevates your authority, it elevates your position in that social context because you're not trying to be all things to all people. You've got your specialty and they can access it in a portfolio of different ways depending on their particular budget. It also helps clarify for you what you need to do, what you need to focus on, what those clear KPIs, like those key performance indicators, because you can laser hone in and focus on those few products and make them great and make them convert really, really well and work on driving traffic into them. And lastly, it actually opens up more scale rather than less. What can happen is if you have too many products in that $1 sign level, you can feel as though you're making ends meet with 1,000 little sales, which is great. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can run that e-commerce model and that works really well, but you need to have the infrastructure and the systems and the operations to make that all work because it can get really, really crazy. Like at the end of the day, whether you're selling a $7 thing or a $7,000 thing, the process is kind of the same. All the tech setup, all the work, all the technical debt, it's kind of all the same from a pure tech perspective. Obviously, there's more work when you're selling a $7,000 offer, but to keep things simple, give you that clarity, put that hat on and take off like the crazy confusion is so valuable. All right. So that's why I'm rebuilding a new brand following this exact methodology, going much, much deeper into it. And if you'd like to follow along step by step, I would happily invite you to head over to challenge.unbeatabletech.com. There should be a link down in the description below to join that challenge and see it come in and engage with me as we build through that. It's going to be an absolute blast. I'd love to see you in it. And that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe, like the video, share it, do all that fun stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.